Hey, Heidi ho, everybody! This is Postmortem Nightshade, and I am so excited to be making this video. TV shows aren't really my bread and butter, I'm more in the movie sphere, but this one was just too good not to talk about. For context, when the film Into the Spider-Verse came out, I went and saw it in the theater at least 4 times. I was so enamored with the world, the animation, storytelling, characters, music, and lore that I just couldn't get enough. Then the second film came out, and it was somehow even more impressive than the first. I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. And I remember one character I really enjoyed was Nicolas Cage's Spider-Noir. I loved the deadpan and moody approach he took with the Spider-Man character, and so when I heard that Amazon was making a show and that they had kept Nick Cage in the leading role, I was thrilled. To me, this show was either going to be genuinely great or so bad it's good. And folks, Spider Noir to me was a genuinely great show. For starters, I love that Amazon released all 8 episodes at once. Each episode runs at around 45 minutes, give or take, so there's a lot of great material to sink your teeth into. The creator of the show is Oren Uziel, with various directors coming on board to direct usually a couple episodes or so. Personally, I find it so difficult to stick with a TV show when it airs week to week because I either forget it exists or I get bored waiting and never come back to it. I know, it's bad. I'm working on it. But I do miss the days when you found a really great show and you could just binge it all at once. Shows like the original season of Stranger Things and Wednesday are just a couple of the big ones that come to mind. And I honestly think these shows rode such a high hype train because they released all at once, and people had the shared experience of binging them together. When shows are released this way, for me at least, I feel like I get more fully immersed in the world, the story, and its characters. So watching this one honestly felt nostalgic for me because I was able to binge it all in one weekend, and it was just reminiscent of watching season 1 of Stranger Things or season 1 of Wednesday. Amazon also did something I thought was super neat. They provided the show with 2 options. You could either watch it in full black and white or Technicolor. Because the show is called Spider Noir, I personally decided to watch the black and white version. However, after I finished with the whole thing, I watched the trailer for the Technicolor version and it looked stunning. Let me know in the comments though, which version did you watch and why did you pick that one? Besides the release format, this show had a lot of other elements going for it. The cast, for one, is phenomenal. Obviously, Nick Cage is top notch as Ben Reilly. He brings his classic Nick Cage mannerisms, humor, kookiness, and deadpan delivery to the character in a way I think only he could have. Ben Reilly is genuinely a really complicated and somewhat bizarre character, and the humanity and warmth Nick Cage brings to him actually allows us as the audience to connect with and root for him. Lamorne Morris plays Robbie the reporter, and he is so amazing throughout the whole show. The energy Morris brings to the role gave me the vibes of a more mature and suave Jimmy Olsen from Superman, and his chemistry with the rest of the cast is just electric. Karen Rodriguez plays Janet, Ben Reilly's secretary, and she stole the show for me every time she was on screen. She was so warm, witty, and sharp, and just hilarious. An absolute standout for me, for sure. Her role and the way it is played is also another key reason why we, the audience, sympathize with and root for Spider Noir at all. Brendan Gleeson is Silvermane, the big bad of this season, and the surprising nature of his character was super entertaining for me to watch. He at first seems to simply hide behind an army of goons and political power without any real teeth of his own, but as the episodes continue, we see that the true terror of his character lies in his emotional volatility and scrappiness. The other performance I wanted to mention was Lee Jun Lee. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The talent she has to convey so much emotion with just her eyes is riveting. She does it in every episode, and I'm just enamored and honestly mesmerized watching as she plays out this character. She plays the noir smoldering temptress to a T, and she's just absolutely fascinating as a character. Not to mention, she is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. The rest of the cast does amazing work as well, truly filling out the roster of villains and allies to allow this show and its world to feel whole, authentic, and lived in. Now, this is a superhero show, and to be honest, I have been feeling a little superhero fatigue, especially in the TV show area, but my love of Spider Noir and Nick Cage's casting enticed me enough to give this one a try. And boy, this show reminded me so much of why I love superheroes. This show in particular and Fantastic Four: The First Steps, which was a film that came out last year, really helped give me hope for the genre again. The writing on the show is great. I was engaged in what was going on, and I couldn't wait to see what would happen. But at the same time, I was able to feel relaxed and enjoy myself, which is the perfect balance, and honestly was something I really needed from a TV show right now. Each of the characters felt like they had good development, and as I mentioned earlier, the chemistry of everyone involved was phenomenal. I laughed so much throughout the entire show, but for me, the humor never undermined the emotion or heart of the story, which is something that I think currently is an absolute plague on the Marvel Universe. There were some great fight scenes, and there were many times throughout the episodes where something would happen in a way that would totally catch me off guard, leaving my jaw on the floor. This show is TV 14, but I would definitely say it leans more to the TV 14 plus area, but no way near being TVMA at any point. The production design and music were good, though the cinematography really stood out to me. It was top notch, especially in the last episode. Totally stunning work. The costume design was phenomenally done, and I never at any point felt taken out of this world. They fully commit in the show. It has all the elements of a classic noir while still adding a modern spin to things in a way that makes it feel fresh. And while there was a little emphasis on a little too much kookiness and camp for me, the tone was very well maintained throughout all the episodes. It never felt off kilter. This show fully knows what it is and never tries to be anything else. Besides a little too much kookiness, I also would have loved more Spider Noir, or I guess Spider Noir fight scenes. Maybe that's too greedy for me, since that really isn't what this first season story is about. But I really enjoyed the way the fights were choreographed and edited together, and I definitely would have loved to see more. But I thought they did really well with the budget they had. Overall, this was such an amazing watch. I had so much fun with it, and it was a great way to spend a weekend. If you haven't heard of this show or are feeling hesitant to give it a try, I totally understand, but please take this as a sign to at least give it a chance. It's ready and waiting for you on Amazon Prime, and you even get to pick whether or not to watch it in black and white or Technicolor. But if you have already seen the show, please comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this first season. Did you like it? And if so, what was your favorite episode? But thank you everyone so much for tuning in, and if you'd like to follow along on my movie and occasional TV show review journey, please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all very soon.